Today's video is a special and unique video where we're going to show you all the anatomy and physiology that was required to create you, a little human minion during consensual coitus. And since it's Father's Day, we'll start with your father's contribution, followed by mother's. This is your creation story. Dads do a lot. They go to work, they mow the lawn, they fix things, and they clean up poop from a dog they never actually wanted. But dads do something else. Carry another burden, if you will. Each day, fathers carry around testicles. 2 of them, to be exact. Oh, the burden of sperm production. Little does anyone know that while fathers are busy doing all of these other things, they are also working extremely hard to produce sperm cells every second of every day at an alarmingly high rate. Millions per day. This is a testicle or testis, similar to the one your father has. This is the inside of said testis, and if you look closely, you can see these string-like structures called seminiferous tubules, and inside these tubules is where your father produced sperm, and therefore you, at least half of you or part of you. 23 chromosomes of you if we're getting technical. But once created, you did not have much time. You were sent to Swim Academy. Swim Academy was located in your father's epididymis. This C-shaped structure is where you matured, prepared, and awaited to be called upon. And then, one day, while father was of course carrying all of these many burdens, he looked upon your mother and thought, it's time. It's time for the fruits of my labors and loins to be recognized. And mother, of course, thinking that 9 months of pregnancy is a completely fair trade for all of dad's hard work of creating sperm cells, said, yes, let us unify our gametes. Or realistically, it was dad's birthday, so mother was much more willing to participate in such special interactions. Or you were an in vitro baby, which in that case, you were called upon in a much less romantic way. Nonetheless, you are still a noble sperm cell. But regardless of the exact mechanism of stimulation, you were still peacefully awaiting in the epididymis. But suddenly the alarm sounded, letting your spermy little self know that it was time for you to take action, time for you to leave the epididymal swim academy, time for you to be released on your journey. And as the chaos subsided, you found yourself in a new place, a quiet place, an unfamiliar place. A treacherous place? An acidic environment designed to keep out and destroy pathogens and foreign invaders. You were in the vagina. How are you to survive this harsh environment? How are you to complete this journey? But alas, your father had not forsaken you because he came equipped with seminal vesicles, 2 glands that coated you in an armor of alkalinity prior to release so that you could resist any acidic vaginal canal. Not only did he provide you with armor, but his seminal vesicles also provided you with provisions of fructose so that you could have sustenance in order to produce high-quality ATP in order to power your flagellum. And as you began swimming with your fantastic flagellum, you moved up the vaginal canal, and you noticed a circular opening. And you remembered from epididymal training school that this was called the cervical os, and that you should pass through. And as you passed through and entered the cervix of the uterus, you were coated in cervical mucus, which initially felt gross and traumatic, but you soon welcomed this cervical mucus because you realized that it further protected you from the acidic environment and replenished your provisions. You then moved into the expansive body of the uterus, and as you looked around at this expansive, beautiful organ, you thought to yourself, this is a really nice place. Like, I could live here for weeks at a time, maybe even 38 to 40 weeks. But you could not distract yourself with such nonsense at this time. You had a mission, and so you continued. And you pushed towards what looked like a small tubular opening. And you entered this tube-like structure. And at this point, you started to become overwhelmed with exhaustion. And your mind again began to wander. And you thought, why in the world would they name a structure that's found in a female after some dude? Why call it the fallopian tube instead of something more logical like the uterine tube? But you continued, and you entered this uterine tube, hoping that this journey would not be in vain, and that you might actually find what you were searching for. Meanwhile, in the distant land of Ovaria, and previous to the beginning of your sperm cell journey, about 14 days ago if we're getting more specific, mother started the beginning of yet another menstrual cycle. And because of the current cramping battle that is happening in the other land of uterinaria, and the fallout of said battle that's happening in the land of vaginaria, we will stay in the more peaceful land of Ovaria. And in this small land, about the size of an almond, there were 6 to 12 of these beautiful bag-like structures developing, called ovarian follicles. And each one of these little follicles contained 1 egg or ovum. And you were one of these noble ova, at least half of you. or part of you. 23 chromosomes of you, if we're getting technical. And while you were developing inside your own personal ovarian follicle, you started to wonder if mother was going to pick you as her favorite ovum and allow you to be courted by millions of sperm cells, or would she pick one of your other 6 to 12 ova siblings? But as the days went on, mother's pituitary gland started releasing more follicle-stimulating hormone and more luteinizing hormone into her bloodstream, and those wonderful hormones reached the land of Ovaria where you resided, and you noticed something remarkable happening. Your follicle started growing more rapidly than the others, and you thought, I'm chosen! I'm chosen! I'm the favorite! I'm the favorite! And then on day 14, mother's pituitary gland sent out yet another rush of luteinizing hormone, causing you to burst out of the ovary. You had just been ovulated. However, fear started to come upon you because you found yourself in a new place, a quiet place, an unfamiliar place. You were in the abyss of the peritoneal cavity, and now you started questioning your desire to be mom's favorite ovum, as this was not the courting experience that you had learned about when studying the sacred reproductive scrolls in the land of Ovaria. And you remembered from your studies that courting and reproduction was strictly forbidden in the peritoneal cavity because ectopic pregnancies are bad for life and bad for mother. But alas, your mother had not forsaken you because she came equipped with Fimbriae, finger-like projections at the end of a uterine tube that would flutter and beat, beckoning you. Come to me, little ovum, come to me. And these wonderful Fimbriae would pull you into the light of the uterine tube, and your fear quickly turned to joy, and you thought, I'm good. I'm just gonna wait here and make all the male gametes do most of the work, because this is a test. I need to know which one is the fastest, most noble sperm cell of them all. And then I will allow that most noble sperm cell, X chromosome or Y chromosome, to penetrate my corona radiata, so that the lands of Spermatogonia and Ovaria may be united. Meanwhile, the sperm race continued at the bottom of the uterine tube, and your exhaustion from your long, treacherous journey started to feel unbearable. And you even noticed that many of your sperm cell siblings started falling off by the wayside, sperm cell carcasses everywhere, and you thought that you might have to give up as well. But you pushed on as you noticed something in the distance, and as you continued to swim, this something became more clear. This was a circular, large object, much larger than you, and it felt as though it was calling to you, beckoning you, like it could be your other half or complete you. Could this be the egg, the ovum, that you were looking for? Yes! And you quickly noticed that your remaining sperm cell siblings greatly increased their speed, and you thought, no! I am Dad's favorite sperm cell. I am going to win this race. And you engaged your flagellum with all your might, burning through every last molecule of ATP. And then